Good morning class. Today I am going to explain you the remaining part of unit 4 and it is the peripheral nervous system. In previous class I taught you about the structure of nerve cell and central nervous system. And in central nervous system we have studied about the brain and spinal cord. Now in peripheral nervous system we have to study about the nerves which concerned with the somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. So it is divided into two parts, somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Now somatic nervous system is again on the basis of origination of the nerves. It again is divided into two parts, cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Cranial nerves originates from the medulla oblongata and cerebrum, and these nerves are 12 in pairs, and these nerves provide the sensation to our sense organs and to the heart, to the lungs. To these organs, these cranial nerves provide sensation. Olfactory nerves gives a sensation to our nose and it concerned with the smell. Optic and oculomotor nerves gives sensation to our eyes, and auditory nerves give sensation to our ear, and vagus nerves mixing of nerves, they provide sensation to our heart and lungs. In this way, cranial nerves are 12 in pair and they give sensation to our sense organ and some human body organ like heart and lungs. Now, next is the spinal nerves. Spinal nerves originates from the spinal cord and these nerves are 31 in pairs. And these nerves controls all the torso. Torso means the trunk except our limbs. Limbs means our hand and our leg. Except our limbs, they provide sensation to our trunk, and this is the this is the function of spinal nerves. These are 31 in pairs and they originates from the spinal cord. This is all about the somatic nervous system. Now next is the autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system is again divided into two parts, sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is concerned with the condition of our body in emergency condition. And in emergency condition, our heartbeat increases, salivation decreases and dilates our eyes, and it also increased breathing. These are the condition of sympathetic nervous system. जब कोई इमरजेंसी होती है, लाइक रिजल्ट आने वाला है या कोई न्यूज़ मिलने वाली है, in that condition our heartbeat increases, breathing rate also increases, and our saliva, the salivation decreases. These conditions are called sympathetic nervous system. And after the sympathetic nervous system, when our body comes into the normal condition, that condition is called parasympathetic condition. In parasympathetic, our breathing becomes normal, heartbeat also becomes normal, and salivation increases, urination also becomes normal. These are the condition of the parasympathetic condition. When our body in normal condition, that is called the parasympathetic condition, and when our body is in emergency condition, that is called the sympathetic nervous system. This is all about the peripheral nervous system. Means peripheral nervous system is the system that concerned with the nerves which connects the CNS to our trunk. The system that connects our central nervous system to our trunks, and this comes into the peripheral nervous system. Now after peripheral nervous system we have to study about the reflexes. Reflexes I have already explained you in spinal cord. Reflexes are the immediate action that has been taken by our body without involving the brain. Suppose we are going to touch a hot pot and suddenly we remove our hand from that hot pot. Why? Because we feel at that time we feel very hot and our body is not be able to bear that hot condition. So we just remove our hand from that hot pot. That removing of our hand is passaging by our spinal cord. Is controlled by our spinal cord. So the actions which are controlled by our spinal cord is called the reflex action. Reflex action is the action if there is involvement of brain, but it is not directly. Our brain involved indirectly, because there is no time limit for taking the action, for taking the decision from the brain, so that it is called the immediate action. This is the reflex action. There are two types of reflex action: inborn and acquired reflex action. Inborn, the actions which we have not learned from the environment, that we have already learned, so that it is called innate or inborn action, reflexes. Because some example is that suckling of mother's feet, mother's breast by the infant is the inborn action. And in this way, this is the innate. Now I will explain you the last topic of our chapter, and it is the reflex action. As I have already taught you this reflex action while explaining the spinal cord. Now again I explain you, it is a spontaneous, involuntary, immediate action that taken by our body. This is called the reflex action. In this reflex action, there is no involvement of the brain. No brain involvement occurs in the reflex action. So, which part of our nervous system controls this action? Spinal cord. Spinal cord controls the reflex action. So, reflex action is the immediate involuntary action that taken by our body is called the reflex action, and it is controlled by our spinal cord. Suppose we are going to cross a road and suddenly a truck is coming. We immediate come back. This immediate come back action is the reflex action. For saving us, our spinal cord messaging our leg to come back. This come back action is the reflex action. There is no involvement of the brain, because in immediate action there is no time to receive the message, to give the message to the brain or to receive the message from the brain, so that it is called the immediate action. There are some organs involved. There are some parts involved in the reflex action. Effector. First part is the receptor that receive the senses, and then through the sensory nerve it gives the sense to the spinal cord, and from the spinal cord motor neuron receive the message what has to be done, and then motor neuron gives message to the effector, and effector then responds the action what it has to be responded. Effector and receptor, these may be our skin, our gland, or any organ of our body. It may be our sense organ or any organ of our body. So these are this is all about the reflex action. Now there are two types of reflex action: inborn or innate reflex action or acquired reflex action. Inborn action are the action that we are not learned from our environment. Suppose infant suckling of breast by infant is the innate reflex action, because an infant is not learned by his or her mother how to suck the breast. This is the innate reflex action. Next is the acquired reflex action, the action that we learn from the environment is called the acquired reflex action. For example, salivation starts while seeing the tasty food. So, this is the acquired reflex action, because we all know what is the taste of that food, that food item. So, while seeing that food item, our salivation increase on our mouth. So, this is called the acquired reflex action that we have learned from the environment. And inborn action is the action that we are not learned from the environment, and it is the action that the infant learn with born. The infant born with these are the reflexes that you are born with, and so that it is called the reflex action. Some example is that blinking of eye while coming some items close to our eye, or eyes suddenly blink. That is also called the inborn or acquired reflex action. In this way, I have completed this chapter. I will give you PDF of this chapter in next class. Till then, thank you.